You people are absolutely unbelievable. I have been saying now for approximately 2 weeks in a row when we were trading here, they're going very slow and slightly up, that we need to go higher. And I made a video last week where I said I'm getting a little bit more cautious. I am getting a bit more neutral / bearish because we're running into resistance, which is the golden pocket and one of the first short areas. And when we were trading at and around here, a lot of people were actually screaming for sub 100k before going higher, and I said no, we first need to go higher because the market maker needs to have an incentive to push price down. So I think first we're gonna go higher, and eventually we also did. And then I said once we're here that I think we are running into some resistance, and people were calling for all-time highs. Matter of fact, people were also unsubscribing for the channel because for once I'm telling you now already for 2 weeks in a row what is going to happen, and we're trading what is in front of us instead of giving these bullshit super bullish targets where I'm saying because of reason A, B, C and Lindsay Lohan got out of bed with the right leg and therefore we need to go 150k. I know it does great on the thumbnail, but I'm telling you exactly what price action is doing in the immediate short term, exactly where we are going and why, and eventually why we are rotating and why I'm changing my bias once you are reaching those highs and people unsubscribing because it's not sensational enough. It is absolutely unbelievable to me. And also said it here 2 weeks ago, I think a short squeeze is coming that was based on the CVD. Then I'm saying here 12 days ago, you're not bullish enough. That was at and around this area right here, and I think we're still going higher. Also that happened. Then eventually I said volatility is finally kicking in here, and that is exactly where this happened. So you got everything on a absolute silver platter. And in this video I'm going to explain you that we have entered a absolute scalpers market. Yes, price action was already very slow. I'm gonna be honest, I'm somewhat surprised for the month of September because everything should be back and running on the normal speed. Summer holidays absolutely over. Stock market absolutely on fire, creating one all-time high after the other. But yeah, crypto is pretty slow, pretty lagging overall, so it's a little bit hard to trade. And right now we are finding ourselves between a hard place and a rock for crypto, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to zoom in here on the 30-minute. And yesterday we had some weird price action, if you're asking me. We are first creating this low, then we have an SFP of that low, and then we have an SFP of this SFP, and then eventually we're getting an SFP of the SFP, which is an SFP. This is something that you don't see a whole lot, and yeah, price is here then creating this range. This quick move down happened in late Asian session just before the New York, London session. Quick move down and now higher. So far we are doing actually a pretty good job to go higher. You can also see here that we're doing this with bullish divergences here on multiple time frames. So actually it doesn't really matter what you're pulling up, that the 30-minute or the 15-minute, some people use the 6 and the 12. Actually it looks somewhat bullish. You can also see the divergences here across the board. And also the money flow on the small time frames is now curving back up to the upside. So I'm hopeful for some upwards price action. The only thing is that the money flow here on the 1 hour looks meh to me, and also the RSIs are split, so I'm not sure actually how much steam this has. On the macro, I still think we can come lower. I mean, look here at the daily. Absolutely not bottoming out, but nothing goes up and down in a straight line, so why not have 1 or 2 green days in between before we are dumping down again. That is for now what I'm looking at, what I'm betting at, because this daily is absolutely not bottomed out yet. But again, on the intermediate time frames and the small time frames, actually this looks good for a move up. I am most likely going to enter a long very soon once we are reclaiming here this point of control at and around 112,800, then a move to the upside. The only problem is, and that's also why we are now a little bit in a scalpers market, is that we are running into resistance quite fast. So you need to apply strict risk management, get a quick TP1, let in some right, or just take it off completely, and then move on to the next trade. Right now you are forming this local range, and then we have this range above us. And the two resistance that we're running in quite fast is this SR level. That is that level that it was so hard to reclaim, right? This is one high, second high, third high here. It was once retested as support, and now it is again here support. So we first need to get above that again, 13,480, and then we have the value area low of this smaller range here above us, and that is also quite fast. So if I would take a measurement from here, we're talking about 0.5%, and then we have the first resistance, and then we have a total of 1.3% for the next resistance. Other than that, we also have these highs here, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the weekend. This actually also looks like this could be liquidity grab. So how I would trade in these kinds of market circumstances is that I would just try to take a scalp, and then on the smaller time frames, and for example take then the market structure on the 5 minute, and then of course use your SR levels, right? So again, this right now could be a long if you want to be very aggressive. Then I would put the stop loss underneath this low right here, and then see how far you can ride this. As soon as market structure then shifts to bearish on the 5 minute, you should actually get out. However, market structure of course on the 5 minute can flip bearish if the bigger market structure on, let's say, the 30 minute or the hour is still bullish. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind, that to create a lag down on a bigger time frame, for example the hour, your smaller time frame needs to flip bearish, if else we cannot get there, right? So you have this on your smaller time frame, and this is the white bigger line is then your higher time frame. So therefore you're always switching from bearish to bullish market structure on the, let's say, the 5 minute, to eventually create that bigger lag on the 1 hour or the 2 hour. So these are for now the two most important resistance. Would we reclaim that that value area low here at and around 14,500, looking at the point of control and these weekend highs at and around 116k? Would we also reclaim that? Well, then I think then I think it is smooth sailing up to new local highs here at and around 118, 119. We still have a handful of short trades that's still very much valid, but since they're now so far out of reach, I just moved them to the side a little bit. But that's for now what I'm looking at. In general, I am aiming for something like this. I'm not sure yet where the high will be, and then continue the move down. Again, that daily that I just showed you, we are absolutely not bottoming out, but we do have bullish divergence here in this local time frame. So I'm looking for a small move up and then a continuation down, and then this was nothing more than just a lower high and then to go lower. Would we lose the current daily low that we just put in, and actually it looks super nice on the TPO chart, but would we lose this daily low that I just pointed out, we are going to take out all of this, and this is a whole bunch of terrible lows. We have some weekend lows, we have some Monday lows that are untapped, some lows that are very close to each other on the TPO chart. It looks absolutely terrible. So yeah, this week really could not have been 0.5% lower, because then yeah, we would have got into that cascade event. And if I'm zooming in here now, you can see it ever so slightly did not take out this low, and I think once we were taking out this low, it would have been a very, very fast move down. So this is still something that's on my radar, that once we start passing that low, we can come down very, very quickly to 107. And to be honest with you, I think actually then we're dumping much lower than 107. I'm then aiming for a low 100k, but for now I'm trading what is in front of me. And so again, I can keep mentioning extreme bullish or bearish targets, and I know that's super well on social media, but I'm trading what's in front of me, and that is that we have a small range, we have a bullish divergence, we have some overextension, and we right away have some resistance above us. So I'm looking for a relatively small move up and then a rotation down again to create that next bigger leg down, and that could take a couple days because the price action is very slow, but now you know what I'm looking at. Guys, please do me a favor, let's make the algorithm absolutely crazy by liking, subscribing, clicking on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment and share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Thank you guys so much. See you in the next one. Bye bye.